For most, if not all of the murder victims, this time of night and these places in downtown Indianapolis were part of their lives. They were known hustlers, young men and boys who walked these streets selling sexual favors for a price. For the victims, it may have turned out to be a very dangerous way to make money. And while it's clear it was easy money that brought them to these streets, it's not as clear why they died and why their bodies were discovered in isolated spots away from the city. In northeast Hamilton County, the nude body of 15-year-old Michael Petrie was found in June of 1980. The cause of his death, undetermined. Then, nearly 2 years later, in northern Marion County, 26-year-old Dennis Brodsky was found dead of undetermined causes. He was last seen alive 2 days earlier, getting into a car in front of the downtown library. Just a month and a half later, in northeast Hamilton County, another body was found, later identified as 23-year-old Maurice Taylor. The cause of his death is also undetermined. Then in October of last year, in southeast Hamilton County, 14-year-old Delvoyd Baker was found in a ditch, strangled to death. He was seen getting into a blue van the night before in front of the downtown library. Farther west in Putnam County, 21-year-old John Roach was found stabbed to death late last December. In the latest case, in southern Hendricks County, the body of 22-year-old Daniel McNevey was also found stabbed to death. He was last seen leaving a West Side tavern with another man. Only in the Baker murder have police been able to make substantial progress. Evidence in the case has been presented to a Hamilton County grand jury, and the Hamilton County prosecutor says businessman Gus Kaido was issued a target subpoena and cited for contempt when he refused to testify. Kaido has not been charged. In both the Roach and McNevey cases, police believe there may be a strong link. Both men were killed the same way, their hands tied and their trousers pulled down to the ankles. But so far, police have no strong leads in either of those cases. And the publisher of the regional gay magazine The Works says that's because police don't know enough about the gay community. Stan Berg maintains police should open their files to representatives of the gay community and enlist their help in solving the murders.
We can oftentimes talk with a lot of the people who are out on the street, and they will talk to us. These people will not talk to the police. And even if they do talk to the police, they're likely to lie to them or to say anything just to get away from the police. But we think that, honestly, if the police gave us a chance at helping them, that there is a good chance we could uncover the murder, because there have been too many murders up to this point. Someone has got to have seen something, and they're not talking.
But Lieutenant Jerry Campbell of the Indianapolis Police Department says he has been exchanging information and will turn to members of the gay community if their help is needed. Right now, I'm here at the Police Training Academy on the city's east side, where Lieutenant Campbell was one of more than a dozen law enforcement officials who met today to compare notes on these and other murders. Their meeting ended just a short time ago. They began discussing information on the cases this afternoon, and they say it will take at least a couple of days to examine the huge amounts of evidence. One of the methods they will use to try to link these cases is a technique known as psychological
profiling. What that technique involves is looking for psychological evidences of the base motivations of the perpetrators. This is an attempt to determine if, again, there are any commonalities psychologically of the perpetrators behind these various events.
We want to try to find out if there is a commonality here, and if there is, what it is. We want to try to use that information, if there is a commonality, to be prepared to investigate properly the future cases that occur in Indiana. And basically, this is a sharing of information. To my knowledge, this is the first time anything like this has ever happened in Indiana.
More experts from the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia are arriving in the city tonight. There will be more meetings, and we will follow their progress. And tomorrow, we'll have a special report that looks at life on the street, and we'll talk with a male prostitute. From the Police Academy on the city's east side, this is Mindy Mintz with a live report.
It's not a science yet. It's only a combination of intuition and experiential background that they have had over a period of years. So they're going to be looking at these various cases that are offered by the various investigators, and looking at the autopsy, the crime scene, the victimologies, and the case reports, and again an attempt to determine if they see any commonalities among them. Keep using that term. If it looks like there are, then it would be an obvious need that we continue to meet to
With all of these bodies turning up,